Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network, a coalition of creator-owned podcasts focused on video gaming, entertainment, and pop culture. Go to greenlitpodcast.com to find out about all the other shows on the network. Eric, our patrons make this podcast possible, and for that, we appreciate all of them. Did you know that?
Yes.
You also appreciate them? Me too. Well, if you would like to go and become one of these appreciated people, go to patreon.com/retroam and join. Get bonus episodes, mini-series, early access, and all that kind of good stuff. Patreon.com/retroam. Eric.
Yes.
Franz says, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I have recorded?
Play them, Franz.
Thank you, Franz. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. In this series, we are covering Chrono Cross. Tonight, we consecrate our Dragon Destiny. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Ew.
Consecrate.
I don't do that with the dragon.
Tonight, we sanctify our Dragon Destiny. Tonight, we bless our Dragon Destiny. Tonight, we hallow our Dragon Destiny. Tonight, we dedicate our Dragon Destiny. Tonight, we devote our Dragon Destiny.
Okay, I'm going to cut that off. What else do we do tonight, Chris?
Shift F7, man. We're also joined tonight by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join us at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, and participant in the Red Line race in RoboWorld.
Initializing FakeNet.
I was going to destroy the orbital disintegration cannon, but my 1990 Honda CRX only goes 60 miles an hour. Thank God for Joshua Punkhead.
Cool.
Shit goes hard. So last time we left off, we did what? We killed every dragon.
Well,
but one.
We won their blessing. I don't know if we've actually killed them or not.
So a couple of those things are fucking dead, man.
Are you sure? No. I think they're going to be back. They didn't really just die. They kind of phased away in some cases. But we have one left to go. And in the game, you can do the dragons in any order except for the last one, the final one, the Sky Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the white one's in charge.
Right. Jesus Christ.
So we have to go to Sky Dragon Isle in another world back here once again.
There's no music. There's just the sound of waves, man. I'm still rolling with Lee. And of course, I've got to keep Fargo with me because, he's got the steel ability, right?
Yes, exactly. That's kind of what I was doing as well. More on that later.
So at first I got here and I was like, this looks familiar. Oh, right. This is where I picked up Starkey.
Yeah, Starkey in the home world, I think, is where we picked him up. So now we're over here. And there's a group of course, the Explorer Guild has has made their way here. The first one that I spoke with noted that the locals have mentioned that the Sky Dragon has come back, which is very weird because like a lot of these explorers that we meet along the way are like, I don't fucking know about these dragons. It's like a hoax. It's on the internet or something. I don't know about it. And then this one's just like, hey, these people said that the Sky Dragon's back. So it's very...
Hey, who are these people? What locals? We're in a jungle.
Yeah, that is true. Like the Sky Dragon Isle is kind of near Goldove. A little bit,
I guess.
They have a lot of boats. Who knows? There's another one there too. He says there's something up there, but you gotta go find out yourself, dude.
And then there's that white text that says he's in a cold sweat.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's definitely sweating like we used to before we got these new chairs. Thank you, patrons. Patreon.com/retroam.
As we go up the steps, an explorer tells us that 100 years before humans from the continent came here, Dragonians and demi-humans still existed in great numbers. This answers many questions about our history, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. This comment gives us a lot of information that we didn't get through any of even like some of the Stina lore that we got a while back.
Like who used to live here?
Yes, so Dragonians and demi-humans. We really don't know much about demi-humans because demi-humans are not a thing in Chrono Trigger.
Right, yeah, Solarian experiments aren't necessarily escaped people here.
Yeah, that's true. There are mystics and a couple of other races of sentient beings, but there are no demi-humans, so apparently those Dragonians and demi-humans were here at some point in time, and I guess until colonization, or maybe just after colonization, or excuse me, they died out just before colonization.
And then right at the top of the mountain, as expected, Garden of the Gods plays.
Yes, Sea of Eden plays, of course.
The Sky Dragon, the one who rescued us from the end of time, is here waiting for us.
He didn't want us to die then. Now he says, welcome humans.
Ferengis.
I am the Sky Dragon of the White Elements. Well done. Thou hast gained the protection of the 5 dragons. Let me test thy skill. to see if thou art truly worthy to enter the Sea of Eden.
Edge of Death plays.
Yes, Brink of Death plays. This means, Eric, this is intent to kill, remember?
Yes.
He wants to eat us. He wants to kill us. At one point, he wanted to save us. Do you remember why he said he saved us from the Miguel battle?
So he can eat us later?
No. He said because he wanted to see what was going to happen.
Oh, cool.
And what's going to happen is he's going to eat us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
well, when I used to drown ants when I was 6 because I wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, also true. So I don't know if we ever described the Sky Dragon.
He's a big dragon.
He's a big white dragon. The Sky Dragon is a 4-legged quark plus Falcor-looking ass.
Quark from the Ferengi?
Captain Quark's crush is fun. Come right now. Don't walk. Run!
No, Quark the dragon from Lunar Silver Star story.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hi, Althena. What have you done, Gallium?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, he's got 4 feathery wings, and he's got a lot of different skills, Eric. This is a pretty interesting and tough battle, right?
Yeah, my first note in capital letters is, as predictable, nobody can hit shit.
Yeah, as always. Eric, you've got to use those, the sight scope and
I
and
need
other
my
things.
defense, and I need that item that boosts my health by 100 hit points.
You
It
don't
really
need-
helps, dude.
You actually don't need that.
Yeah, I actually do.
So,
Otherwise, they die. Everybody has low HP.
This guy has a bunch of elements that he can use. He uses Magnify, Magic Negate, Weak-Minded, Holy Healing, and Ultranova. Eric, I trapped an Ultranova during this period of time. It was
Nice, dude.
great.
Holy Healing gives him back 530 hit points, and he's got, 3,000, so that's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah, it's...
Although Lynx is just ripping ass at this point with his swallow.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep in note that after our last star level, we gained the 7th tech for some characters that don't require quest, and we do now have the 7th tech for Lynx, Forever Zero. And this guy also has a couple of special abilities called Null State, which will raise its magic defense, and he will use Holy Breath, which does white damage to all
Is it called Holy Breath or White Breath?
Holy Breath, I think. Oh, yeah, he has Holy Breath and White Breath, excuse me.
Of course.
So the difference between that is that White Breath will give you the fatigued status effect, which I don't know what that does.
Fake net.
Initializing fake net.
Fatigue causes increased stamina consumption for using attacks and elements.
My next note is, oh shit, I was tapped and risked it all on 1 week attack and it won. Fargo's dead as hell, though.
Yeah.
You never want to have dead party members when you get a star level battle because they don't get their little bonus.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, you can steal the white plate.
Yes, I mainly tried to keep the field as black as possible, so I just used low-level black elements with my other characters and then just let Lynx go loose. And when I got to use Forever Zero on this guy, did you use it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I used Forever Zero, his 7th tech, on I think a mostly black field, and it wrecked this dude's ass.
Cool.
It was quick.
Yeah, whenever you've got that full field, the same as your color, and an element you're strong in, plus your level 7 tech, you can beat some ass.
This guy has a pretty elaborate death animation. The camera switches a couple times
It's not
during
like
it.
2 action figures just falling over this time.
You see a shot from the sky of him looking up at the sky and roaring, and then the camera then cuts to the side, and then the thing begins to slowly crumple over to its side.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
My guy is weak.
He is weak as shit. After the battle, we get the Saints summon.
Yes.
The New Orleans Saints.
That's right. They're playing right now.
They are. I wonder if they're winning or losing.
It's
Who
the
cares?
Bears. They're winning.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're probably winning. Fuck Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Drew Brees. That's right.
The dragon says, thy skills I acknowledge. I grant thee the protection of the Sky Dragon.
And there's that power up noise.
Yes, it blings us the white relic and says, the Dead Sea has disintegrated and the gates of time have opened. With divine protection of the 6 dragons, venture deep beyond the pearly gates across the dimension.
Chris, if you had the divine protection of 6 dragons, where would you go?
You mean in real life?
Yes.
The U.S. Capitol. No, no, I'm kidding. I would be a superhero, right? I would be a superhero since I couldn't die. And
So where would you go?
I would go to where bad guys are.
Batman's cave.
Yes.
That's where Chris wants to go.
Yes. Yeah.
I would do a Superman down a bowling alley lane and hit the pins with my head.
Great. It's interesting that he tells us that we can go forth towards the Sea of Eden or the Dead Sea or whatever because
Why? Because we're not going to do that?
Yeah, we can't do that shit yet. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I thought we were going to the Sea of Eden. He's talking about the Dead Sea. He's talking about the pearly gates. That's probably the opposite of Death's Door. I don't know what's going on here, but
Well, also, we're not going to do plot stuff right now either, right?
we've got some things to do before we go.
Did you speak to any of the explorers on your way back down?
No, I didn't actually.
The captain guy says it seems like the Sky Dragon has left the island.
Yeah, it's because I kicked his ass, man.
And the other guy says the locals are making a clamor about it flying away. So I think if this is another Marbule situation where we've once again extincted the local legend,
Yeah. Yes. That's
genocided the bird of legend.
Hey, we needed that blessing. By the way, I figured out what the physical component of the blessings are.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Because if you go into the item menu and you can scroll through the items the story items that you receive in your square menu, you see a picture of them, and they all basically look like various types of rocks and trophies and mystical magic rocks. Basically,
So you're a fossicker.
Yes, differently colored magic rocks.
You're a
Basically.
geologist.
Yes, we are.
You fossicking geologist motherfucker.
Yes, that's what I am. We are. So we're gonna do some additional wandering now because
Yes,
there's
we
a
have
lot.
some side stuff.
I guess it's important to know that you can pretty much do whatever is left
pretty
in this
open.
game. Yeah,
Honestly, like I don't think I experienced a game this open until maybe Final Fantasy X-2 afterward.
yeah.
As far as do whatever you want.
And actually, in order to progress the story, you've got to kind of wander around and talk to people to figure out who you need to speak with, because it's not explicit. Because you know that you need to go to Fort Dragonia, but you don't have everything that you need yet.
Mhm. But if you talk to someone in Serge's house, it says go to gamefax.com. And no, that doesn't happen.
Also true. Yes.
So where'd you go, Chris? Please say you went to Goldove Another World.
I did. We arrived in Goldove Another World. This place is silent.
There's no music, just sloshing water.
Yes.
That's not how it's supposed to go.
At this point, I have Leah and Draggy with me.
I had Leah and I put Mickey in my party.
Oh, cool. Leah notes that something is strangem in this village, and Draggy says there are people gathering over there.
Well, Mickey said that for me, Chris.
No, she didn't say dare. Over there.
He said what's going on and points all these people gathering in one spot. Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
I immediately regret my decision to bring Draggy because I cannot read this shit any longer. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's all-
you've got two pidgin English people.
Yeah, it's not great. There's several poor soldiers here. It's weird.
Edge of Death plays.
Yes.
And these poor military guys are laid out on the ground.
Yes, someone has kicked their ass.
Only two are still standing. Who's kicked their ass?
A woman has appeared to have beaten their ass. It appears to be Orla, if you remember what her character model looks like. But once you speak,
it's the bartender.
it's her. She's beating ass. It's Tifa. Draggy, who is somehow aware of the poor military soldiers, says that poor soldiers are here in a small village like this. Then it's Orla.
How many blonde female protagonists do we have now? We've got, what's Serge's friend?
Lena,
Lena,
Leah.
Janice,
Yeah, that's probably it.
Kid.
Yeah.
I feel like there were more in my head. Mickey.
Oh, do all the women in this game have blonde hair?
No, I mean like Stina later, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But generally, we're getting a little typecast. I guess Irene's is
Yeah.
not a human, whatever. Anyway, yeah, they're yelling at Orla, and she says, so what if I resist? Why don't you stop hiding behind your men and try to stop me yourself?
It's important to note that she is resisting by beating ass, not by just tweeting.
No, yeah, of course, by actually beating.
Yeah.
But one more thing, though. Mickey also wondered in my game what poor soldiers are doing in this small village, seemingly unaware that white colonists love looting and plundering vulnerable indigenous communities.
Yes. Absolutely. That's absolutely what is happening here. The soldiers argue about who's going to take on Orla because she's already beat so many asses.
Right.
And one soldier approaches and nervously tells Orla to be more ladylike and stop resisting.
Cease your resistance. Stop resisting.
Don't do it, but she kicks him in the face.
Yeah, she does a custom animation and kicks him. Oh, I've got kicks him in the dick.
Oh, okay.
There are 0 frames of animation before he falls over. Orla actually dusts her hands off with a barely audible sound effect.
Yeah, it's great.
The only living dipshit then rushes over to me, telling Lynx he can't arrest this girl on his own as he begs for help.
Yeah, and by the way, you can only do this while you are still Lynx.
Yes,
This scenario is passed if you've gotten back to the Surge body.
Which you could do very quickly,
Yes.
actually. Orla tells us to leave the village now, as we're lumped in with this guy. A battle then starts. We're fighting Orla.
Orla's not very strong because I think you can encounter her at multiple points before getting a bunch of star levels, so they have to make it pretty balanced.
Unbalanced. She's a good combo, though. She has multi-punch, a flying kick that transitions into an Anna Williams flip kick combo.
Anna Williams.
Oh, cool. I didn't write any of that down. I just wrote Orla has sick combos because that's true, right?
Yes. So how'd you beat Orla?
I beat Orla with using Draggy Rider. Are you familiar with Draggy Rider?
No, what's that do?
That is the double tech between Leah and Draggy.
Oh, cool. Double techs.
She rides Draggy and beats ass. It's great.
That's awesome.
It's really funny.
I haven't done a single double tech in this game yet. Way to go, Chris.
Okay, thanks.
Do those do a lot of damage? Because it consumes like a lot of your turn, doesn't it? Like, is it worth it, or is it just like a cool thing to see?
I think it's worth it because you can still use your turn to do physical attacks, and you're doing some damage, and then by the time you get around to the other person and get their elemental level up, then that becomes worth it. You definitely do more than double damage.
Well, I did a volcano with Mickey and did 523 damage, which killed Orla.
Oh, yeah. It's basically what Draggy Rider did.
So now that Orla is laid out on the ground with the rest of these dumbasses, the music changes to A Child Lost in Time.
Yes, Lost in Time plays.
A poor soldier congratulates us on taking out Orla. He says to leave the rest to him, and they'll take her into custody and sentence her at headquarters. But then Mickey orders his troops to return. This seems beyond her authority.
Yeah, that's what I said. So in my case, Draggy did this shit.
Dude, if a dragon's talking to you, I do whatever he says, man.
He says, we will take care of this girl. This village will be under Sir Lynx's command. Report back to High Command. I'm like, okay, Draggy. Great job. Thank you for... I think Draggy's just been around absorbing information, even though if you later find out where Draggy's hangout point is, he's just hanging out at Hermit Hideaway with Starkey. So like I don't know how
Starkey's probably given him alien technology.
Yeah, that's probably
to,
true.
learn faster. He's gotten brain pills that he's ordered off whatever conservative radio Starkey listens to.
Yeah, very true.
He then complains, but then Leia tells him this is a support from superior officer. Just as an editor's note, those were deliberate.
Yeah, also hilarious.
He will then be court-martialed if he disobeys. The screen fades to black, and my dude rushes over to his man and fucks off.
Yep.
Then we wake up in Doc's office, which seems to imply we've beat Orla perhaps more severe than we intended.
Yeah, we've got to take her to the hospital right quick.
She's sitting on the bed with the rest of our party, along with Doc and his unnamed but always there assistant cat lady.
Yes.
We've just told Orla about the whole Surge's links thing. She says she doesn't know what happened, but we gotta get Surge back to his true self. Doc can't believe this shit.
No, I wrote that down too. Doc is also here and he cannot believe that shit.
He wonders if it's even possible for a thing like this to occur. Orla stands up, then doubles over, while Doc tells her she can't be doing this shit right now.
Yeah, he knows that she's a trained fighter and she still needs to recover, which I guess explains why she has the ability to beat ass.
Yeah,
yes.
Also you expect your bartender to be able to beat the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, bartenders
too,
are badasses, all of them.
Orla, despite having higher stats than almost every party member I have fought so far, says she'll be fine, but she's almost bit the big one back there.
Yeah.
She says she's in need of more training.
Mm-hmm.
Orla says that as proof that we're really Surge, she's going to lend us a brooch when we regain our consciousness as ourselves.
Okay.
Even though it hasn't happened yet, I receive the sapphire brooch.
Yes.
This takes Doc by surprise. He asks if this brooch is her sister's, but then Orla cuts him off and shakes her head, telling Doc that it's okay for now. She says once Surge regains his true self, to come and visit her. Then she will gladly aid him.
Mm-hmm. Great. So, yeah.
What we're now getting is Orla's character development, part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you go to the bar?
Well, I started wandering around Gold a bit more. I went back and talked to Doc real quick, and he says...
this is the Doc that's not in your party, or is in your party, knows you, but is not...
Right, this is the Doc that is part of the party, but hasn't
Your
rejoined.
party, not my party.
Yes. He says... Things make sense logically, but emotionally, he hasn't straightened things out yet.
Just like me, dude.
And I'm like, yeah.
That's perfectly all right.
He says he would be a burden to Surge in this state. You know what, Doc? You get it. Doc gets it.
Doc gets it.
Doc gets it.
He does. Then you go back outside, and there's a kid on the dock that says he heard a rumor that Korch's boat was taken by Matcha, which is, I think, a thing that only applies to my scenario.
Yeah, I'm using his boat in mine.
Yeah. And then I went to the bar, yes.
Okay, when you walk in the bar, Ephemeral Memory plays.
Oh, cool. I wrote Sad Song, so I don't have the name of the track.
Orla is facing the wall, immediately telling us or herself that she has a twin sister named Tia.
Yeah.
She says that according to old legends, twins are a sign of tragedy. Chris, you have twins, is that true?
Yes, I wrote can confirm. This is a sign of tragedy.
I've had twin cats, and that's also a tragedy. She was separated from her mother and sister as a child. They left El Nido, and she only had her father. She felt like half her body had been lost, and there was a huge void in her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Orla then appears to cry and wipes her eyes, but then laughs and says she never told anyone about this before today. Sometimes she feels like there are countless worlds and she's not the only her. Hint.
Yeah.
She asks if that sounds odd, and Orla, dear.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She then walks over to the photographs on the wall and shakes her head, suggesting she might be running away from reality. The one thing that always helped her when she felt weak was that sapphire brooch she just gave us.
Yeah.
It's a token that had been passed down generations in her family. It's cracked, though, and one half belongs to her and one half belongs to her sister, Tia. She then talks about a blue gem, only one of which exists in this world. She says that's proof that I'm the real Surge. Okay, we need to keep it until we regain our true identity. And Orla, this plan has so many flaws.
Yes.
Like, why would we... I mean, I get for a game why we're doing this, but why do I need to hang on to this jewel to prove that I'm me when I come back and I'm also me?
Orla doesn't have any particular familiarity with Surge. I mean, he stopped by the bar that one time, but that's about it. Like, it's not like they have a previously established relationship and you're trying to re-recruit her or something of that nature.
Yeah, it's a little bit fucked.
Yeah, it's just a symptom of the problem that this game has of trying to introduce too many subplots. This whole Orla episode is, again, the culmination of everybody at Squaresoft in the 90s getting the opportunity to get their shit into the game. Mm-hmm. We've seen this work in other games. Like Final Fantasy VI, they delegated character backstories because there was a deliberate choice to have an ensemble cast and then tie it all together. There were a lot of backstories written by different people around the company. Of course, one of the examples that we saw in our Xenogears podcast was that Surya Saga, one of the main writers for Xenogears, wrote the Edgar and Sabin background story for Final Fantasy VI. But in the instance of Chrono Cross, this phenomenon reaches its maximum level of absurdity where it seems like everybody got a chance to get their character backstory in there and nobody told anybody no.
And all of this has to be optional content a lot of times too. Like you can totally miss all this if you don't do this one thing at this one specific time.
Yep.
Listeners, I want you all to take note. Christopher over here has reverted back to old program and he's saying Xenogears instead of Xenogears.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing that. I've noticed that about myself
and
lately.
You just go back to your old, turn back to the old me.
Yeah, sure.
Then I left.
This is all very funny. Because I have a feral child and a dragon standing behind me, floating around, and it's just all very silly.
Floating around.
Yeah. Because Draggy's idle animation is he flies up in the sky and just is
at least it's not like a space alien and whatever else.
True.
Talking radish.
So then we can do some more wandering, Eric. What'd you do?
The dragon shrine.
Oh, straight there, man. Okay, so I went to go check in on Matcha real quick.
Yeah, how's she doing?
She doesn't believe this shit. And she asked me if I'm drunk, because she definitely doesn't believe what Link's a surge. She's like, fuck out of here,
Lady,
man.
if you're seeing the dragon and the space alien, I think you're drunk.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, I went to the Dragon Shrine as well. Dorea.
Earth Dragon Island plays.
Yes, Dorea gets to the point, like diarrhea, and she... She says that one must choose their own path. She prayed that our journey would be blessed by the guidance of the 6 dragon gods.
But then I show her the Tear of Hate, which was the thing that shattered.
Karsh, Zoa, and Marcy recovered it after the body swap moment originally. How are we supposed to know that we're supposed to do this? Are there hints that we're, besides going to www.gamefacts.com, how are you supposed to know that you're supposed to show Dorea the Tear of Hate here?
Well, that's what was stolen from there, right? The dragon tear. So logically, you'd want to return a shard of it back to one of these 2 places.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
I mean, a game that is very not trusting of its players, it is a bit rare not to hammer this one home, but...
Yeah.
Especially with how fickle this game is with showing key items to people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is weird because that seemed like a big thing early on, and now it's not really, except for maybe using this moment and the Astral Amulet, and that's kind of it. There's a few others, but... So
anyway, we show her that their prized thing that's been shattered, and she wonders how this can be. And she says that it is without a doubt the Dragon Tear. Dorea then gives us the Dragon Emblem, a symbol of the Dragon Shaman. That emblem and the Dragon Tear have both been handed down for generations. Dorea acknowledges the worlds are different, but this should allow us to receive aid from the other shaman. Stina is here and still remains a Lord of Ice.
Yes, she does. All her questions you can there ask again.
So you said that like Yoda.
Yes, I know. I noticed that.
So then that's all I did there. You do anything else in Goldev?
I did not. There's nothing else really there to do.
I went to Hydra Marshes.
Yes, next we can go to the Hydra Marshes for a reason that is not quite clear to me, but we really haven't been back to the Hydra Marshes in another world.
And what is different about Hydra Marshes immediately when you walk in? It plays Isle of the Damned.
Oh, yeah,
good point.
Instead
of Swamp of Hedora.
Interesting. I think it was playing Isle of the Damned originally, wasn't it?
When I went back to play this game, I was surprised it played the original Swamp of Hedora music. But because my memory, it was always playing this because I played a lot of the post-game. And I think at a certain point, it just plays this.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And this is the Hydra Marshes that were already corrupted, not by the corruption of us killing the dwarves.
Yes.
This is the
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because you're meeting the new Beebas here.
Okay, yeah. We stumble into 2 dipshits harassing a Beeba.
Yeah, the Snib Goblin and the Snob Goblin, of course.
Gosh, Snob Goblins. Leia finds it odd that they are quarreling amongst themselves. This is part of the othering of the monsters we were talking about earlier, about how they shouldn't be infighting, apparently.
Yeah.
I help out, and Mickey asks if they are indeed comrades. Then Gale plays, as Lynx one-shots both of these Snob Goblins.
Yes. We kick their asses, and the Bubba Beeba thanks us and tells us that we Beeba brave.
It dances over to us. We get some more ancient fruit.
Yeah, in my case, it just said, hey, where did you get that ancient fruit from? Because I guess I'd already picked up another one.
Oh, you still had some from your last Wing of Pete adventure?
Yeah.
He says that they have plenty if we ever need any more. So Chris the Hole is back if we keep going up the aerial vines here.
Yes, Screaming Hole plays. No.
Whoa, no, we're going to play that. TerraEnigma.com.
No.
How you get there?
Patreon.com/RetroIM. Terra Enigma miniseries. $5.
So the captain here, dressed in purple, says it collapsed and a strange odor is coming out. Chris, if there's a strange odor coming out of a hole, you don't want to jump in there.
No, I don't appreciate smelly holes at all.
So we jump in.
Yes.
It's empty.
It's coming out of nowhere. Yeah.
But then white text appears on the screen.
Yes.
Oh, God. Text says, humans, ... mankind.
Yes.
And then what emerges from the side of the screen?
It's the dwarf ghost?
The dwarf ghost.
The dwarf ghost.
Yeah.
It's like it's dancing.
They've come to haunt our asses.
The forest, and this is all with ellipses, but it says the forest is dead. Our Hydra perished. Our hatred of mankind, listen to the planet's woes. Humans.
Then the ghost of the Hydra attacks us?
Yes, some like purple energy swirls around the room, and the battle starts as Isle of the Damned continues to play. It never stops. Dude, a bone Hydra attacks us with a huge head and teeny tiny little body. It's even like its back tails also have 2 talking Hydra skulls back there. This is great.
Bone Hydra, also seen in the video game Hades.
Nice.
My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Yeah, and you're right. The music doesn't change here. I think that's because this is a sad battle about the outcomes of Dwarven genocide.
Yeah.
So we have to have feelings for this battle.
Yeah, the dead has to have an aisle.
Yes. This thing's weak, though.
Yeah, I farmed black holes out of this dude.
I got at least one, yeah.
I would get one, then run, get one, then run, get one, then run.
Yeah, and then after you kill it, Leah, in my case, wonders if we have brought about any change by defeating this Hydra.
Yes.
Dragon doesn't know.
And you can get a Pendragon sigil in the chest down there.
That's correct.
Mickey wonders what's right and wrong and speculates that no one has the right answer, which when you're genociding an entire race of people and murdering their sacred creatures, I think there's a right and wrong here,
Yes,
Chris.
I have the answer. Don't do it.
Stop.
Also, we get the Hydra Shadow, which is a tech for someone we will get later in this video game.
So when you left here, did you have trouble making your way back to the front?
Yeah, I had sprains and I was all out of braces. God damn it.
Yes. So you're just walking crooked left and right and all that shit?
Yes.
Also, I forgot the key item necessary to make those vines go down. Otherwise, they smack you in the face.
It's the green tinkler.
I was using everything.
I think I heard a tinkle sound.
The green tinkler. That's what they call me. The Hydra Shadow will be a level 3 tech for Stina, by the way.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I thought you said we didn't know who it went to.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to, play it. It's for Stina. You get her later. Yeah.
Stina.
Spoilers,
Character.
guys. Guys, spoilers. There's a portrait character in this game that you get.
Did you go to Gaia's Navel briefly after this?
You know what, Eric? I forgot to go to Guy's Navel, but I think it's just treasure, right?
It's treasure and a best frame in the game. You know what it's called?
What's that?
Snakes and Orbs.
Snakes and Orbs?
Snakes and Orbs. I used it. I'm using Snakes and Orbs now.
Oh, wow, that's great.
You know what it is?
Snakes and Orbs.
Snakes and Orbs.
Snakes and Orbs.
Little small ones. It sucks, dude. You have to go all the way in the middle of it, and then you have to fight one of those dancing Jurassic Beat motherfuckers. And there's no save point. It's a pain in the ass, but it's like Denadorite and Snakes and Orbs. Next, I went somewhere off the map. You want to know where it was?
Where's that?
Mount Pyre, Homeworld. Do you know why?
Why? You want to say hi to Lava Boy?
No, dude.
Why?
I wanted to go get some Red Wolf summons.
Oh, okay. Because you're going to use summons later, right?
Probably not, but I need it.
Okay.
You get those from Hot Doggities.
Oh, really? They have a summon?
I fought probably, let's say, I did this for about 2 hours. Maybe I got one. So
you dumb bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love time and wasting it. So now we have the primary attraction here for our episode this time.
Probably the best side quest in this game from a narrative standpoint.
Yeah, and it's at an island in Homeworld that you barely even notice. It's not marked. There's like a smoke billowing out of the top of this small island at the top of the El Nido Island.
Yeah, I originally played this game during its original sort of release window, so I'm pretty sure I missed this because I didn't look things up on the internet or they weren't there yet. So I missed this in the original playthrough.
I didn't because I had friends.
Oh yeah, good job. I had friends, but they were just dumbasses who hadn't played the game yet.
Take a time machine back to before the world went to hell, around the year 2000.
The 80s and 90s were so rad. The movies, the music, the TV, the games, that's what I want to talk about.
If you're cool enough,
Join us and listen to Less Than 2000, because that's all we talk about.
Adam and Chad live less than 2000.
Hi, I'm Ray, and this is my friend Alex.
Hi.
And we do a show called No More Whoppers.
Between us, we're as old as 4 RPG protagonists.
And now Alex will give us a funny anagram for the name of the show.
Big old knockers.
Join us every month or so on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
So, did you go check the Forbidden Isle on another world before you did this?
I didn't,
by the way?
did you?
Yes, I did.
Good. What was there?
So I went there. It's, well, let's go ahead and describe the scene now. It's the same in both of them.
Birds chirping, no music.
Yes, it's a shady forest with rays of rendered sunlight shining down between the branches.
There's a gigantic 1,000-year-old tree and a small cottage covered in moss. Smoke is billowing out of the chimney, and the only door revealed is the original... Like, the only thing you can see is the original wooden door that's not got moss all over it.
Yeah, it looks really great. This is a really, really great scene.
So, could you walk inside of it and the other one?
Yeah, you can walk inside, and the same thing is true for the background inside here, too. So...
It's a table that is literally tree trunk split in half. All the chairs are also fashioned out of wood. In the back, there's a wooden cabinet, a wooden bench, and a small wooden table. Off to the right is what looks like a bathtub and a white tea kettle. Near the window is some kind of arts and crafts table supported by a bunch of chopped wood. An axe is leaning next to it. On the back of the wall is a painting of a shoreline and the massive bull skull. There are also 3 candles and a houseplant on the kitchen table. Now, there's no toilet, Chris, but is a bathtub a toilet?
Well, I was going to ask you, is that a toilet or a bathtub?
Do you ever use a toilet like a... Okay, here's how you answer this. If you're taking a shit in a bathtub?
No.
Not a toilet.
Okay. Not a toilet. Okay. In another world, inside of here, there's a Muppet. It's like a demi-human with like large ears that are hanging down, but it's pretty expressive. It has on bright colored clothes. And if you speak to it, it looks like a gopher with long droopy ears, basically. And if you speak to it, the Muppet says, this is like my house.
What are you doing here, asshole?
Also, Salt and Pepper are here.
What? Which world is this? This isn't their magical troupe. This is...
This is where they went after we ran them out of the Isle of the Dead. Remember that?
Yeah.
So, Salt says, this is really, truly my house. It's not like we are running or hiding from anything. Pepper basically says the same thing, and he states that they are waiting for the right moment to shake and attack.
Jesus.
There's also a generic occasion dragoon soldier in here, and he says that he's not sure if it was a good idea to come with, quote, these people. And then he says, at least they know how to make a quick getaway.
I want to believe it's the guy that was always asleep.
Yeah, so I decided to do a little experimentation here, and if you bring Karsh, Salt and Pepper will tell him that they will rejoin once the dragoons reappear.
I see.
Karsh will always be their leader, according to Pipor. So...
some closure.
Yeah, they'll also acknowledge General Viper as well, but nothing really comes of it. So now I'm ready to go to the actual Forbidden Isle in the home world.
It's the same thing, but when you walk in, Dario, in full Dario armor, is sitting by himself at the dinner table with 3 empty chairs.
Yes. Did you have Karsh with you at this point in time?
No.
So I checked this. There are a lot of different unique pieces of dialogue here where characters who would know Dario acknowledge him a little bit differently than the generic party members was. Obviously, Karsh will, Zoa will, Marcy. If you do this after you get your body back, then Glenn will, Lucha will, and General Viper will acknowledge him. But I checked all of that dialogue, and none of it is very consequential except for Karsh.
The Chrono Cross calls Dario man.
So I have Karsh with me when I go in there, and he says, Dario, is that really you? What the? So you're actually alive in this world? I also had Viper with me, and he says, Dario, it is you, so you're alive. And Dario doesn't know who we are. He has retrograde amnesia, Eric.
Huh, that's the name of the show.
Hey.
And folks, that is not a trained voice actor. That's Chris.
Yes. Karsh retorts, cut the crap, Dario. Of course we know. A woman then enters the room. Did you have this part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, do you know this man? It has been 4 years since this man washed ashore.
I have some ideas, Chris.
Clinging for dear life. Every day was a battle between life and death, but miraculously, he made it. However, this man has no recollection of his past.
Riddell then asks Dario if he remembers her, despite being from another world. Quote, every day I have always, and yet you do not remember who I am. But then Dario comes to life and says the name of Riddell moves his heart. He has a feeling that he has lost someone very dear to him, but he asks for forgiveness because he just can't remember. Riddell then wishes there is something they could do to reawaken his memory. And what happens, Chris? Reminiscing. Unerasable memory plays.
Oh, okay. So
did you not get this?
Well, I did, but I didn't get this until later because I didn't have Riddell at first.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
So if you continue the conversation without Riddell, Karsh says, Dario, I'm your buddy, Karsh. Don't you remember? And then Viper says, good Lord, don't you remember a thing? Which is weird.
That's funny.
Dario then apologizes, and then Karsh has an idea. We should bring Lady Riddell here.
I see.
Then he might remember. I checked this also as well. Other Dragoon-affiliated characters will also make the same suggestion, except maybe Glenn, because Glenn just is like, brother, what? Glenn's like shocked.
Can you bring Glenn? Is he in your party?
You can't bring him while you're still Lynx. You can't. You can bring him once you revert back to Surge, but the risk you run there is that Surge is a white element and Dario is a very strong black element, so it will make the battle harder if you bring Surge in his original body here.
I see.
So yes, and then we go back with Riddell, but before I spoke with Dario, I spoke with the lady once again, and she said, doesn't everyone have things in the past they wish to forget? Yes. Please do not torment him any further. We live a quiet life here.
Yeah.
Please leave us alone.
So she said we live a quiet life.
Yeah, they're
fucking.
They are, but it's a little awkward though, isn't it?
Because, it's big time awkward.
Because you wonder if it's consensual. Because he's like
he's an amnesia.
She's
deliberately not telling him who he is.
Yeah, it's weird. So, or does she know who he is?
Look how he's dressed, dude.
Well, yeah, it's true. She never made him take his armor off. It's weird. So,
no, keep it on.
Keep that shit on. If you don't have the Memento Pendant, which you get from doing the Karsh Isle of the Damned quest, Riddell will give you a hint about where to find it. She'll tell you about the area in Viper Manor. If you've already accessed the Respect My Behind box, you'll get an additional nudge from Riddell that says we need to go deal with the Shaker Brothers. So depending on where you are in that side quest, you'll get different hints of where to go, which is something that this game doesn't do very often.
Yeah.
And it does do here. Maybe because most of the characters in this section of the game are characters that have at least some development.
Reminiscing Unerasable Memory plays yet again.
Yes, reminiscing enduring thoughts. Riddell shows him the Memento Pendant.
The gift that Dario gave when they got engaged.
Riddell tells him to try to remember, and then Radius just fucking shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, she says to remember, they've been together since they were little, and they will continue to be. She'll always be there for Dario. And I imagine her making eyes at the lady when she says this.
Yeah, some side eyes. Yeah, exactly. Or the lady over there steaming.
The music then abruptly stops, and Dario begs Riddell to start running.
Yeah, he backpedals and takes a knee.
Yeah. There's an ominous noise as a purple spiral starts to engulf Dario.
Yes.
White text recalls the name Riddell. Radius pops up out of fucking nowhere and says, this is really bad.
Yeah, this is not good, guys.
The maid goes to check. I had her as maid, but I guess housemate, companion.
Yeah, I just wrote woman, yeah.
Captor. Checks on Dario, asking him what's wrong. Radius screams at her not to touch him.
Yes, then the Masamune. It comes out of the rafters, Eric.
Yes, through the roof, I guess.
Did you know it could do that?
No.
I didn't know it could do that.
It hits the maid.
Karsh can't believe this shit. The Masamune thrusts itself into the ground.
Karsh shows up and says, what the? Chris, how would Karsh say what the?
What the? The Masamune thrusts itself into the ground, and the voice says that the sword thirsts for Riddell's blood.
Cool.
For some reason.
I love when most swords thirst for blood. It's like guns. They're made to kill people.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. Radius says that the Masamune never disappeared from Death's Gate. It just returned to its rightful owner. So if you remember, we took the Einlanzer there to get rid of the Masamune so we could enter the Dead Sea earlier.
Yes, and we thought it blew up.
Yeah, but it actually just returned to its rightful owner, which we're guessing now is Dario. Radius says that he thought that Dario died fighting demons at the Isle of the Damned.
Yeah.
And then Karsh chimes in and says, actually...
He will actually is this all away.
Yeah.
He's been saving the story for the plot. Bless up.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Karsh. We have flashbacked.
Isle of the Damned. Isle of the Damned plays.
Yes, we're there. At the moment, we saw these moments, but they were sort of like a brief flash. Yeah. At the moments just before Dario's death. Karsh wonders if the sword they're seeing before them is the Masamune.
Yeah, they're at like the very end of the Isle of the Damned.
It is, of course, the Masamune.
Yes.
Dario approaches Karth, but Karth doth protest. He says, Dario, what do you think you're doing?
Did you see the Dario ghost of Boss Dario scream die over him? Is that what happened here?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Then Garai phases in. It's the Garai ghost.
Oh, I see.
He's got the dual swords brandished, and he's facing Dario's back, and he says, die, death to all living creatures.
It's kind of overzealous, isn't it?
It is. I have a question about the nature of this. So we know that Garai lives in the Masamune. His soul lives in the Masamune. Is that, I guess, that's because Radius slew Garai with it, right?
In some world, sure.
Absorbed his soul. It is in the same world.
Okay.
Yes, I think. Yes, because Homeworld Radius is who we have with us. So
Homeworld Radius is my DJ name.
So I got confused about that for a while. I was like, why is Garai so essential to this? But he actually wasn't essential to the Masamune. He was also essential to he was part of his grave as well. So there's just a lot of weirdness going on. So Karsh then calls out to Dario and he says, don't tell me it's that sword! Dario, let go! And Dario wastes no time and slashes at Karsh.
He flies through the air, man. It's a cool shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of good custom renders here of Karsh and Dario fighting.
Yes, they battle sword versus axe in a custom set of unique ballet-like animation, and I wonder if this is the same routine from the Smithy and Termina, just reused and recycled.
Yeah,
that would be cheap, but it would also be really cool if it was just their same thing over again.
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess the will of the Masamune here has hijacked Dario's deep-seated hatred or jealousy, or his dislike of Karsh's clothes or something.
Yeah.
Because we know that the Masamune takes over people and makes them do things that they don't want to do, but it kind of hones in on their worst qualities and does that. So this is telling us subtly that Dario has flaws that can be overcome.
Or exploited.
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 Indeed. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Exploited.
Exploited.
Good job, Eric. Thanks.
So
Eric.
at some point, they battle some more. Somebody screams, "Damn!" Then Dario puts Karsh on the ground and raises his sword. Dario, momentarily regaining control, then screams at Karsh to kill him.
Yes.
Karsh rejects this thesis, but Dario then doubles down with an "or else all."
Yes. Please snap out of it, Dario!
But then Ghost Boss Dario emerges and calls Karsh an idiot.
I think that's Ghost Garai.
Okay, who can tell?
Yeah, I'm
Chris
pretty sure.
can.
I'm pretty sure it's Ghost Garai.
Saying he actually gave him a chance. You
Yes.
cannot beat me, a mere mortal. Great
Yes.
line.
This
I think
kind
Shao
of-
Kahn says that.
You will die, mortal.
Yeah, this kind of implies what I was saying before, that Garai is controlling Dario via the Masamune. But now I think Dario, since he drew the sword there, is now the rightful owner of the Masamune, which is why we're in the current predicament that we're in.
Yes.
Is that how the transfer of power works here?
Sure.
I guess.
That's a transitive property of ghost swords.
Yeah,
Of
sure.
rage,
I
of
guess.
bloodlust.
Then Karsh says, "Hoodah!" And then Garai says he will dispose of Karsh, then Riddell. He says, "I will let the Masamune sate itself on Riddell's blood."
Oh, I love the verb sate.
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 And then laughs at Karsh, and Karsh screams,
"Damn you!"
in all capital letters. He then slices Dario off the edge in a reprisal of the scene we all know and love.
Karsh, he decisively kills Dario. He does not
Yeah.
really hesitate that much at all. Like, he pretty much does it right away.
Yeah.
Karsh has the ability to act in short order on limited information, but in a wise way.
Then, not from out of the rafters, but from under the stage, somebody comes out who I didn't anticipate.
No, this kind of threw me off here. Lynx approaches.
Yes, this is still when Lynx was Lynx.
Yes. He tells Karsh that his story should be that Dario was killed by demons.
And he calls Karsh a pathetic fool.
Yes. And when Karsh kind of like, he does it. And
he protests the falsehood.
Yes. He says, "Are you willing to tell Riddell that you murdered Dario because he was possessed by the evil sword?" And then he tells Karsh to do as he says, and everything will be fine. Then Lynx takes the Masamune and walks off. Now, Eric, do you know what he used this for?
Arcane rituals.
Seal the Dead Sea. That's how it got to where it was.
Okay, nice. That explains it.
Yeah,
Very
this
good.
game actually explains something to us.
Wow.
Okay, so then we're back in the present, right?
Forbidden Island. Music. Edge of Death place. We're outside. We've all gotten out of this little cabin. We're outside now.
Dario's like hard walking on us.
Yes, I've got Terminator walking toward the party with the Masamune in his hand. Radius then speaks, saying he understands why Dario was possessed by the enmity of the Masamune too.
Yes, we've seen that word a lot in this game.
Mm-hmm. Radius says to repair. Well, Radius specifically says it. Radius says to repair ourselves.
Yes.
Karsh says there's no way out of this.
Yes, when Radius said to prepare myself, I said, "Radius, I've already prepared myself. I put the black plate on Riddell."
I said, none of you are in my party. Why are you telling me to prepare myself?
Yes. Also true.
Riddell is, and she says she can't face Dario in battle.
Yeah,
Mickey has no opinion.
Karsh says the same thing. I have actually Karsh in my party, so he says kind of has the same sentiment there.
Radius counters by saying that to abolish the darkness, we must defeat the threat of the Masamune. Only that can save Dario.
Okay, thank you, Radius.
Then the Garai ghost appears above Dario.
Yes, he says, "Face the eternity of my sword."
I've got face the enmity of my sword.
Oh, well.
Either one works.
Eternity is spelled wrong, so maybe I didn't correct it. So, yes, also true. Enmity probably works better there.
So the battle sound effect plays, but the music then switches over from Edge of Death to Prisoners of Fate.
Yes, Bound by Fate. This is the same song that we fought Miguel to.
Yeah,
And
this is awesome as shit.
Yeah, this is the greatest sad boss music in the game.
I'd say so.
Not the greatest sad boss music ever, but...
Who's the saddest boss you can think of, period?
June Mermaid.
No, this is the actual saddest boss.
Oh, the saddest boss.
Yes, the saddest boss.
Oh, fuck, man. I'm going to have to think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got anybody?
Unicron.
Unicron is sad?
I don't... Fake Net, what's the saddest boss?
Initializing fake net.
It's either the boss in Metal Gear Solid 3 or Orphan of Kos in Bloodborne.
Well, it's time to fight this guy, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to put elements on, Eric.
Uh-oh.
I changed my party. I don't have any elements on anybody.
Oh, no. Did you hit reset? What'd you do?
No, I ran away and then did it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was able to do that.
Dario looks like Glenn except cool instead of stupid.
Yeah. Now, do you have any explicit or inexplicit memories of this battle from your teenage years?
I remember it being hard as shit.
Yeah, everybody thought this battle was hard.
It is hard, Chris.
It's not hard.
It is very hard.
It's not hard, Eric.
You got lucky.
No, this battle's not very hard at all.
Have you tried playing the battle because it's hard?
Eric.
See outside yourself.
You have to be not
dumb. You got
dumb.
lucky.
No. Okay, so tell me how I got lucky without me telling you how this works.
You won easily. Is that not enough evidence on its own?
So the way Dario works is he counters everything.
Uh-huh.
And he counters everything with the opposing element.
Conductor rod. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so...
if you use, like, Deluge, she'll hit you with the volcano.
Yes, so don't use Deluge.
I didn't use any elements.
Use Volcano. If you use Volcano,
You can get burns.
he does Numble back. Use a green element, he does low res back, and he doesn't. He just does status debuffing elements.
Oh, so you manipulate him that way.
Yes.
I avoided elements. So I didn't know it'd always be Numble. I thought it would always be like an equally damaging element that I hit him with.
I did it 3 or 4 times, but it is good to throw a red element on here because Dario is extremely susceptible to status effects.
Yeah, I had to get burned.
And if you get him burned, then his defense lowers, and you can beat his ass a little bit more. I also put the black plate on Riddell,
Yes.
and Riddell did white element damages to him, and then she just absorbed his Conductor Rod back.
Yeah, Conductor Rod, which by the way lodges the Masamune in her head and explodes.
Dark energy. It's like a technique in Chrono Trigger, which I just thought of. I don't remember what it's called, but Frog throws the sword into the bad guy, and then Chrono casts lightning on it.
Cool.
So it's kind of like this. Dario has played Chrono Trigger, confirmed.
His moves, though, he does Dash and Gash, where he winds up and socks Lynx with a 350 hit attack. He does Sonic Sword, which swipes sword slashes at Lynx and finally murders my only decent attacker.
Yeah.
I think Viper has a move similar to that, too, where he slashes sword swipes at people, like the wind picks up.
Yeah, I think he does. Glenn, these are the same as Glenn's techniques.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
They have the same text.
Anything else for the fight before it's over?
No, I also remember being hard, but I think it was because number one is I tried to do this after I was already Surge, and I didn't have the black plate, and I didn't understand the counter system here.
Well, I only had 2 revives, and that's rough in this video game.
Yeah. So after the battle, Dario is crumpled.
He grabs his forehead, and the camera starts motion blurring the shit out of him.
Yes.
He has a psychological breakdown.
Yes. And then once we get back to the main screen,
takes in the victory music when Mickey remains dead. But I always think it's funny when the victory music plays and like one person's just face down dead.
Yeah, that's true.
What'd you get for winning? I got the Dreamer's Scarf.
Oh yeah, I also got the Dreamer's Scarf. I think that allows you to start 1 tech level at the beginning of the thing.
Cool.
So it's pretty good because you get to 7 right away. So then the Masamune is floating above, and Radius says...
It's like radiating.
Yeah, Radius says, when it's radiating, that the Masamune has apparently found a new master. I guess the thing has a will of its own.
Karsh assumes this is Lynx, who is Surge.
Yes.
Radius says, don't panic.
That's me.
Yeah. And to look around.
Yes. Riddell then sees birds.
Uh-oh.
The birds are coming back. Apparently, when Dario was hard walking out, the birds were flying away. I don't know.
That's kind of a weird thing to notice right now, Riddell.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. The Masamune is putting out some positive bird energy, so the birds are coming back, I guess. Radius then, with his abilities, senses cannot sense malice from the Masamune.
He says there's no more fear succumbing from this enmity.
Enmity again, yes. Then the screen turns slightly red, and Masa and Mune are speaking.
We get white text. Who are Masa and Mune, Chris?
Well, Eric, Masa and Mune are the 2 spirits of the Masamune.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to fight them in Chrono Trigger in order to prove your worth. They do the fusion dance and turn into a big burly wind element guy, and you got to beat him up. So then they seem to notice, Masa and Mune, that they've done something terrible. So they must have been co-opted by whatever dark energy that Masato Kato put into the Masamune and made it a bad thing.
But Chris, they can't tell Doreen.
No, they can't tell Doreen.
Who's Doreen, Chris?
I'll get to that. Doreen comes into the conversation. Masa and Mune play dumb. They don't remember a thing. They've been co-opted by whatever did this. Eric, do you remember Doreen?
Retrograde Amnesia. What?
I have some lore about Doreen.
Okay.
Doreen is the sister of Masa and Mune.
Seems like a weird name for, you get the sword brothers and then Doreen.
So the next line
my son, Alpha, Omega, and Peter.
So she's in Chrono Trigger. In Chrono Trigger, she lives in a city called Inasa. It's a city in Zeal. She seems a little weird and like aloof when you talk to her, but she always kind of spits out some philosophical banter. I have all of her dialogue from Chrono Trigger.
All of it?
Yeah, it's only 4 lines.
Okay. It's like, what the fuck are we getting ready to do, man?
She's just an NPC. You don't even have to talk to her. She's just kind of out there.
All right.
She says, "This is the eternal kingdom of Zeal where dreams come true, but at what price?" She also says, "I'm Doreen. Seek the hidden path and open the doors of knowledge, each in turn," which is kind of a hint about a puzzle.
I'll just greet your kids that way whenever I come over.
Her next line is her best line. She says, "Am I a butterfly dreaming I'm a man, or a bowling ball dreaming I'm a plate of sashimi? Never assume what you see and feel is real."
So bowling in the Chrono world confirmed?
Yes. I think this is a play on a quote from a Chinese philosopher. A famous Chinese philosopher. I forgot his name. I didn't write it down because I'm stupid.
Initializing fake net.
It's Zhuangzi.
And her final line is, "Water summons wind, wind makes fire dance," which is the solution to a puzzle.
And then Captain Planet comes out.
Yes, exactly. So that's that. So the general sort of fan discourse in lore is that when Melchior made the Masamune, he created all 3 of these spirits, but because he was unable to complete it because of the fall of the Kingdom of Zeal and the creation of the Red Knife, he only was able to imbue Masa Immune into it, and Doreen was just kind of out there. And so now Doreen is able to, randomly show up because apparently this game is Chrono Trigger fan fiction. So,
okay.
To make sure that Masa and Mune are not up to any mischief, Doreen now says that she's coming along, and then Masa wonders how many centuries it has been since they've been together. Been about 11
Since
centuries.
the 3 of them got together.
Yes, 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. So, it's been about 11 centuries, Eric.
Okay.
If you do the math right, I think.
Since Chrono Trigger.
No, 11 centuries since the Kingdom of Zeal.
Okay.
So then, Lynx's Sea Swallow, which is your starting weapon that you can't sell, transforms into the Master Mune.
Victory music. The sword also moves on its own as it moves toward him.
Yeah.
So, Master Mune, can we talk about this stroke of localization genius?
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Master Mune, come on.
It's not good at all. I forgot to get the Japanese name because it's the
Japanese fake net. What's it called?
元の日本語ではグランドドリームと呼ばれています。
Initializing fake net.
I don't know why you think you need me in other languages, but she said the sword is called the GrandDream instead of Master Mune.
Because it's definitely not Master Mune because it's not Masamune in thing. Please see our previous episode on the Masamune. Dario's now come to. He wonders where he is. He recognizes Riddell.
Yes, Riddell if Riddell is Riddell.
Yes, he doesn't know what's happened to him. And he suddenly remembers his final action and he asks Karsh for forgiveness, Eric. You know what Karsh says? Forget about it!
Of course.
Yeah.
Radius says that although Dario's memory is back, don't forget about the harsh reality that lies in wait, implying that Dario is now with the maid. The maid, by herself, asks if we'll be leaving. She is prepared for this day, and I guess she's been banging the amnesiac Dario.
Yes, I guess so.
She says farewell, wishes us all the best, then goes back inside of her home. Chris, this is a tragedy, dude.
It is.
They're not even going to address her. They barely acknowledge her.
No, Dario's just like
she's clearly been taking care of him after this dude washed up wherever he washed up on.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just othered and separated, and she knows she can't bother fighting the world's greatest warriors we have here.
Absolutely. Yes. The alien and the dragon.
And I don't think anyone ever addresses this. I mean, Riddell says she knows that everybody is hurt and separated, inexperienced and incomplete. However, by living as such, we may change for the better into something bigger, something more gentle.
Eric, Riddell just recited the theming of Xenogears.
As she glares at the maid.
Thank you, Riddell.
Get away from my betrothed.
2 one-winged angels.
Jesus Christ.
Xenogears, excuse me. We are now flashed forward to Dario at the destroyed Viper Manor.
Yes, Departed Souls plays.
Yes, the Departed Ones, famous Scorsese movie.
That's what it's called. Infernal Affairs, The Departed Ones.
The Departed Ones. This is the same music. We've only heard this music a couple times. This is the same music we heard when we first met Glenn and Riddell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. He wonders what in the hell happened during his absence because this place is a wreck.
Yeah.
He asks a tough question. Where are the general and the others?
Yep.
He speaks to Riddell, referencing that they all came from another world. He asks where Riddell, Karsh, and the others are in this world. Radius breaks it down and says the party from Viper Manor who went to the Dead Sea never returned, and my dude, I saw the ghosts.
Yes, they left seeking the frozen flame. Again, Dario, just like everybody else in this game, is very easily able to accept the phenomenon of the dual worlds, of course. Dario's like, that's ironic that I'm the only one that survived, guys. I'm dead. I was the one that was almost killed, and I'm the one that's only one alive.
Radius's line is good, though. He says they were swallowed by a terminated timeline.
Oh, God.
And have perished along with the Dead Sea. Yes. Dario turns to face the manor again and out loud points out the irony that Chris just mentioned.
Yes.
Riddell, apparently dismissing the maid whose life and secret boyfriend they have ruined, tells Dario that he still has her. Dario says Riddell's name and gives her an ellipses, and oh man, my guy is about to tell her some shit she don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But then Riddell stops this and says that they may be from different worlds, but you are you and I am I.
Yes, thank you.
And we're still betrothed.
Yes, Karsh says, yo, that's right, I'm alive and kicking too, which is like him trying to remind them that he's still there.
Yeah, we're a trio, guys.
There ain't no one who can take my life. And Zoe and Marcy are here too. We can also call the old dragon stable keeper.
Right, guys, remember him?
Yeah, remember that guy? Guys?
I wonder where he is, dude.
Then Dario thanks everyone, and Dragoons plays.
Oh, I've got Flight from Xenogears.
Yeah.
Dario says they're right. He's alive, and he'll do whatever he must do. He doesn't know how many years it will take, but he will rebuild Viper Manor.
Yes.
That is his duty.
Then Radius kind of ponders one more hurrah.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, dude, you're in the party. You're already in the middle of your hurrah.
You're in the hurrah. He concludes he came out of retirement, which Karsh is like, oh yeah, bring it on. The 4 devas are back in business.
I got to do that one. That's a big one.
Okay, sure.
Oh yeah, bring it on. Even though we may be from different worlds, the 4 devas are back in business.
Then the ellipses kills every player at this game. But maybe -1.
Yeah. Because do you notice that during this conversation, Dario kind of like crumpled over a little bit?
Yeah.
He ran out of energy.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude. You're giving us everybody, but you're not going to give us Dario? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's like 5 portrait characters you can't get. He tells Dario that he isn't fit for battle yet, and that everyone playing this game for the first time 20 years ago groans at his shit.
Yeah.
So, like, even then, you're like, oh, well, I've got to do something to heal him, and then I can get Dario in my party, because it's Dario. Dario Glenn, the bad boys. Ah.
Yeah.
So then Dario confirms this, saying 4 years of isolation have taken their toll.
Yes.
Riddell walks forward and asks Dario if he is all right. Dario gives Riddell an element, Snake Fangs, which I guess is her level 3 tech.
Yes. Actually, it's her level 7 tech.
Shit.
Yeah.
Her 3rd tech, I'm sorry. Riddell asks Dario to just rest up and concentrate on rebuilding Viper Manor. Dario's like, yeah, I got it. Riddell's like, oh, by the way, I'll still help too, wink.
Yes.
Plus, I have an idea, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Hand job. The screen scrolls down, fades out, and deposits our party back on the world map.
Yeah. So Dario, it seems at this point like Dario has committed to...
he's rebuilding Viper Manor.
Rebuild the police, yeah.
Rebuild the police.
Yes.
Refund the police.
Yes. But did you go back in here?
No.
Oh, you go back in here?
Yeah.
And,
he's already done? Is he
no,
do it?
but there's some progress that's being made. So the music changes. It's chronomatic.
Oh, nice.
And you find out what Riddell's idea was. Mm-hmm. Dario is converting Viper Manor into an orphanage. And now Dario is no longer the police.
Okay, good.
So
the Cosmic Kiryu path.
Yes, there's like a banner across the top of the Viper Manor gates. It's like red and decorative. You know, Dario and Riddell will kind of have a little bit of a laugh about things going on. And I think there's some like workers that are walking back and forth taking shit in there. So
good that he's hired. Hopefully he's paying.
He's still got his armor on though.
Yeah, of course. He can't change out of that. He's got to be him. I'm getting a lot of subtext that Dario just wants to be friends with Riddell here, man.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right because he doesn't really express like
He's like, yeah, I know, but
during the flashbacks, we always saw that like he was kind of hesitant about everything, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of tepid,
bashful and reluctant.
Yes, maybe that's what the Masamune exploited was his whatever he's holding back from the relationships that he was.
Erectile dysfunction.
Also true.
Did you go back to the Forbidden Island to see what the maid said?
No, I didn't.
I did. She's not there. Do you know why?
She killed herself.
Yeah, she threw herself off a cliff. That's not in the game, but where else would she be? That's her house, man.
Yeah. Damn it.
In my head, she used Dario's brawn and strength to chop all that wood and make the log cabin.
Yeah. So, Eric, is that all you have?
That's it.
So, Eric, there is one more chapter of the Dario Masamune story, but we cannot get to that yet.
Excellent.
We will get to it next time in the next podcast. We have to get Surge's body back to do that, by the way.
Oh, you can do that in this game?
So, Eric, let's check in with the real net.
Initializing real net.
Alter Impulse says the item menu thing is kind of interesting. How detailed it was about all the items. It actually gives you a little bit of like flavor text.
Yeah, it's a very adventure game.
Yes, it is, but they don't really leverage that much. But it would have been cool. Carfo says to avoid defeat, beat, don't tweet. Alien technology plus Stark equals Mechagodzilla. Dent D says Chris is ready to voice a video game character for something released in 1996.
Yeah, I think your voice acting is much better than the typical standard at that point.
Yeah, I only have one voice though, sorry.
Oh yeah, you're perfect for it. Lisa Simpson has only one voice.
Carfo says Homeworld Radius is a legit name. Homeworld Radius, hell yeah.
It's my DJ name. DJ Homeworld Radius.
I don't know what this is in reference to, but I'm going to read it anyway because maybe it'll make sense to the listener. Denti says that always felt like a weird localization reference to the whale turned into a petunia plant or something from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, maybe that's the Doreen quote.
Oh, okay.
Most of the Chrono wikis attribute it to Chinese philosopher.
If it's a Hitchhiker's thing, that connects to Radical Dreamers in that library with the Demi-Force localization.
It's all connected, man. Go straight to the top. Carfo says, Season 1 gave us the Gazel voices, Season 2 gave us Karsh.
He's more skilled than we were.
A machine can never replicate a man.
Unless that man travels to space.
Does that mean Starkey is the Chrono Trigger?
But he is not a man. Neither are we.
Neither are the hosts. Who cares? Get out of the Chrono Cross season of this podcast.
Also, if you're listening to this podcast after its final edit, you've also received the Nikki voice. Anonymore says, if you get Dario in your party, you'd be too powerful, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, but you know what? You know what they should have done? If you don't have Glenn, you get Dario. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Dual Iron Lancers. Dario would just wreck shop. Okay. Dente says, even if we didn't have 43 characters, I think giving us almost every Acacia-related characters is just overkill, just too many people.
Yeah. Rebuild the Dragoons in your party.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I think that because the Dragoons and their whole band of folks have pretty good development, like as a group.
Yeah.
So if this game was a little bit more measured about who would allow you to take, it would be neat to take maybe like Karsh or Zoa plus Glenn or something, like just a couple.
Do we need Marcy?
We do not need Marcy. We don't need.
There's another blonde protagonist, by the way.
Yeah, we don't need Viper. Like you definitely don't need Viper. Okay, stay tuned for the outtakes. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on today, January 10th, 2021. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro track.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. And if you like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access to this podcast, bonus episodes about Chrono Cross and Xenogears, mini-series about Terranigma and more. Parasite Eve coming soon. Email us at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill Mark.
Shepard.
And now you may go back to Mark.
Shepard.
So 2 weeks
Should
ago,
I record this?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever. 2 weeks ago, I tried to order from Louis, and every single restaurant in town has online ordering now since COVID, right? And they've gotten that shit locked down.
Yeah.
I got really far and it didn't work. And you can't, the website was down and it wouldn't let me finish the order. So I tried calling, but the voicemail box was full, so they couldn't accept fucking calls.
Oh.
So whatever.
So you went there?
No. Because it was like 6, and I didn't want to risk it. So I order it at 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Because it says they're open when you Google it, and it says they're open when you try to order it.
Yeah.
So we order it, order goes through, hey, it'll be ready at 1:11. We go there. They're closed.
Oh.
They've been closed all day.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next day I come back, and I don't come back because it's Christmas the next day, but I call after Christmas, and I can't call because their motherfucking voicemail box is full. So I drive back there and ask for a refund for the order I put in, and they said they can't do refunds when a manager isn't there, so they leave a note with my name for a manager to get there. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I wait a week, no refund. So I call, and I can't call because their voicemail box is full. So I drive there again. Third time I'm driving there without getting chicken, and like, hey, can I get $24 back, please? It went back that time.
Did you get the food?
No.
You didn't get any food?
No, I didn't want. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
This is a direct result of this podcast.
Yes.
Ondor's lies.
Saying it's good.
Don't believe Ondor's lies.
Ondor's lies. And I hope it's good, but I can't eat hot chicken and go to work the next day because I have butthole problems, right? I have to be off the next day after I eat hot chicken.
All right, I'm going to cut it there. There's a kid there on the dock that says he heard a rumor that...
DOCK dock. He's not standing on dock.
Oh, yeah. Let's transition more. Let's see here. So you get the Sci-Fi Brooch stuff.
Dragon Trump is next for me.
Oh, hold on. Oh, man, I actually wrote something interesting here.
How about that?
Reaches its maximum level of I need a drink, man. My mouth's dry.
DM. Unicron is sad? ? Disbelief. Bad answer.
I've never really thought of...
It's a fucking tragedy, dude. Biggest transformer ever, and he's a jealous, vengeful, planet-eating hack.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Transforms into the...
And Orla has a plan... And Orla's plan, this plan has so many flaws.
We get a Hydra shadow, which is a tech for something that we get later. Or excuse me. I don't know what's going on here.